Welcome back to Castlevania.
Something about them reminds me of like Majin Buu mixed with a Moogle. What the fuck? Oh, he stole your sub-weapon! That's what he does, the little shit. It also kind of reminds me of like a cherry on a stem. Come to think of it, Majin Buu is very dessert style. I mean, it makes sense. He's like obsessed with sweets.
Yeah.
Turn it to a cookie! Louie pudding! All that shit. I like Majin Buu though, he's cool.
Yeah.
I do wish that there were more chances to play as like Super Buu in the Xenoverse ones, but you know, that's just aesthetic choice. Who knows, maybe being skinny makes you evil as a Majin Buu. Then again, he pretty much created his entire race, so...
I mean, he is just a construct, essentially.
Well, yeah, he started out as one, and then he eventually made more of himself. He made, like, a wife and kids, and then eventually, the Majin race. In Xenoverse and the MMO games where you can play as them.
Never played Xenoverse or the MMO.
It's cool. It's... I'll admit I liked it. I did think the DLC was a bit bullshit. But Bandai Namco's gonna Bandai Namco.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Which is kind of why I wish that they didn't have such a stranglehold on every anime property ever. You know? Except Fist of the North Star, surprisingly. That one went to Sega. But almost everything else, you got Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, all of them, Bandai Namco. And I mean, the games are good enough, they're successful enough, they make a shitload of money, so, you know, Toei and all the others see no reason to end their contract, you know?
Yeah. So
I mean,
I was
terrible.
watching
it's just
one of my
eventually,
VODs, and there some of his friends talking about wanting a One Piece fighting game, like a 2D fighter, and cool. I honestly agree with that. That would be really cool. They have enough characters to do so. Yeah. It definitely need to be like 3 characters per player, you know? Like you get your main character
sort of
and
doing like Fighter Z.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
but
cool.
Like as a normal like 2D fighting game, not a arena fighter like the 3D ones that you've usually gotten.
Yeah, not like Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm. Which, I mean, again, I would love if there was sort of like an open world Naruto game, sort of similar to what they did with Dragon Ball Kakarot.
It creates an area of darkness around its user.
Oh, it just gives you the black outline.
Oh. Oh, the inside of his cloak changes too, to purple.
Nice. But yeah, I mean, I will admit, I am super excited for Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi 4. Because I never thought that was coming, and if it's anything like Budokai Tenkaichi 3, I'm going to be playing a lot of that.
This is actually a lot better than the Guardians.
Cool. Slap it on.
Guardian boots,
yeah, we're finally getting to the point where shit's better than the Guardians set.
Ooh, the Wind Cloak is just as good as the Guardian boots. Can I have 2 cloaks? I can't have 2 cloaks on at once.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, every once in a while it would be nice to see just something a little bit different from, you know, these franchises instead of the typical arena brawler or, you know, what we usually get from each franchise. You know, like you said, a 2D One Piece fighter would be cool. I'd love to see... You know what I'd really love for Dragon Ball? This is gonna sound kind of silly, but on the Game Boy, they had a game called Boo's Fury, and I loved it because you actually went around and did shit. There was like missions and could help people, and there was bosses to fight, and secrets to find, and it was great. Like, you could
so you mean like Kakarot?
Kind of,
Whoa!
but it was also... Whoa.
Oh lord, he hurts.
I don't know. I liked Kakarot, but I do feel like there's something missing to it. I can't quite... Ooh, you need to heal now.
I got him. Ooh.
I don't know, it's just... I definitely had fun with it, but the whole time I felt like...
Got him. Told you.
There was something that could be used to improve the scenario instead of just the constant, oh, go here, fight a dude, go here, fight a dude, go here, fight a dude. Now race this guy. You know? I don't know, it would have been cool if there was just a little bit more depth to it, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you could actually do training missions and stuff, or helping to catch animals, or I don't know,
just basic RPG shit.
I guess I don't know. See, the thing is, I usually hate RPG grind and all that other shit. So maybe I just don't even know what I want. But like in my head,
of course you don't
I
know
can
what you want.
It.
As I said.
Yeah.
Well, who said that? Was it for Immortals, wasn't it? Diablo Immortal?
Yeah, that was for Diablo. No, that was for Diablo. For Diablo Immortal, they said, "Don't you guys have phones?" I think it was Warcraft. It was World of Warcraft when people were asking for Vanilla WoW to come back, and they're like, "You think you want that, but you don't."
Oh yeah.
And then it came, and then they did Vanilla Warcraft, and it was massively successful. So go fuck yourself, Blizzard. It does hurt a bit to see them. I love Diablo 2 so fucking much. Like, my mom had to institute like a little policy where we would constantly fight over who got to play Diablo on the computer, right? So, as a way to occupy us and make it fair, it was for every cent we found and brought to her equaled a minute of Diablo 2 playtime. So we would scour the house up and down for pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, everything we could find, trying to get like a couple, get like an hour of gameplay or something, you know. And I mean, I dreamed about that game. I slept with the guide holding it like a teddy bear. I absolutely loved the shit out of that game. But I can recognize that Blizzard is a shell of what it once was, and it's now just... it's Blizzard in name only, unfortunately. Because they just don't have anything that interests me anymore. And the things that I thought would be interesting, I don't care about anymore. Like when I heard Diablo 2 Resurrected was coming, I was ecstatic. I thought, oh man, this is gonna be just like the glory days. And it's like, no, it's buggy, it's bad, there's issues, people's characters are being deleted, all the graphics look weird.
Oh,
they've removed everything.
Ooh.
It's
Drumstick.
It's disappointing.
How to pick a boss.
Yeah, a Viking helm. Huh.
Yeah, I got the Viking helm. No,
at some point, it just becomes... At some point, you just gotta cut your losses, you know? It's not worth the time or the money or the attention. And I do genuinely feel bad for the people who are so stuck on that they're like, oh man, Blizzard made the games that I love, I have to support them. It's like, no. No, you don't.
You don't.
The people who made the things that you loved have moved on for so long now, and there's actually a new company being made. I think it's called Dreamlight or something. Let's see. Company made by old Blizzard creator.
Made by
Dreamhaven. Dreamhaven, that's the one. And I'm so excited to see what they can make, because the dude genuinely gives a shit about what he makes. And I understand, like, back then games were not nearly as popular or lucrative as they are now, and unfortunately he had to make a deal with the devil and sell his company to Activision and the devil, Bobby Kotick himself. I still find that absolutely fucking hilarious that he gets upset at being called that. Can you believe that shit?
Him being called the devil.
Yeah, he believes it's an unfair representation and that
Simon Wraith.
Oh, because he hit you with a whip. Like Simon Belmont. That's fucking funny. But yeah, Mike Morhaime, making Dreamhaven, and I'm really excited to see what they can make. And unfortunately, you know, the IP is going to remain with Blizzard and Activision. What can you do? But just like Iga with Castlevania, sometimes you don't need the IP, as long as you have the fundamentals of the fun. Like, Bloodstained has proven that it can be a huge success. Meanwhile, things like Mighty No. 9 have proven that if you try to juggle too many balls, and lose sight of the actual fun of the game, you can, you know, end up with a shit product. Mighty No. 9 was a terrible tragedy. I do find it really funny that he kept trying. He tried to make another game called Red Ash, The Indelible Legacy.
I mean, good on him for trying. Because, I mean, yeah, he's definitely seen, he's like, oh yeah, this worked, this didn't work. And he could work off of that, but... How is it? Do you know?
It's not a good game. It's not designed well. It's especially not designed well for its second player that you can get. Or the second character. It's just... like, it's very clear where things went wrong. They tried to make 13, if I recall, different versions of the game for each platform available at the time. And they were stretched so thin that the game just barely came out. And it was a mess. And it sucks because there is a serious need for Mega Man games. Which Capcom has slightly acknowledged when they released Mega Man 11 and all the Legacy collections, because you know they did the Mega Man Legacy collection, the Mega Man X Legacy collection, they did the Mega Man X Zero, and they've recently done the Battle Network. Why aren't you healing, by the way?
No, I don't need it.
Okay. And the funny thing is they even teased Mega Man X9 in the booklet for Mega Man X, where it's like, oh, will the adventure continue? And it's like, yes, please. But I get it. They're using these to gauge interest. Enough sales means make more Mega Man. Obviously, they are a company, and I mean, they're knocking it out of the park with all the Resident Evil shit, and they're doing Street Fighter 6 now.
Yeah, and from what I heard, that's like really good so far, from what I've heard.
Yeah, like from what I've heard, it's revitalizing the franchise.
It's locked. Okay, so I don't have the key for this. Wrong button.
It's just
so I can't go this way, so which means I can only go down now.
It's just funny. Capcom is one of those companies that has a literal treasure trove of shit to make. And I get it, they can only do so much in so little time. I get it. I don't want them to crunch their workers or, you know, overwork them or make shit even harder. I really want their games, you know? I'm super curious to see what's gonna happen with Resident Evil 9 and little Rose Winters, hopefully, if they do her.
Yeah, of course they're going to do her.
Maybe. Or they might go back to Chris or Leon, and I mean...
She's definitely going to... Oh, Jesus, that's new.
Hoping
yeah.
Resident Evil 5 to be remade. Resident Evil 5... I think 6 could benefit the most from a remake, but I'm really hoping 5... Oh, well, 5. I'm hoping 5 gets
JP Bone Pillar. Jumping Bone Pillar.
Yeah.
My first saw was Japanese Bone Pillar. I'm like, oh, Jesus, they hurt.
For a financial consultation, contact JP Bone Pillar.
We promise we won't spit fireballs at you endlessly.
No, of course not.
Woo!
But yeah, it's same thing with Sony. Like, Sony sits on a fucking treasure trove. Instead of actually doing shit with it, they decide to just let it molder. Or even worse, they try to resell it to you for shit that's, what, 30, almost 40 years old now? Through their fucking PlayStation Plus subscription, and it's not even good. Unlike Game Pass, where you can actually just download the shit, or if you have the fucking disc, God forbid. And I get it.
Oh,
Microsoft spent an insane amount of time and money laying the groundwork for that, and you can't expect Sony to just pull that out of their ass at the drop of a hat, right? But
no, but honestly, I still believe Sony should double down on the share play.
And the emulation. They should really give some love to their SharePlay emulation, and also just pay some attention to your fucking games that made you billions, you know? Like I've said it, I don't know how many times now. Remake the Ratchet and Clank games, the Jak and Daxter games, the Sly Cooper games, all these. Like PS2 was a huge fucking renaissance for Sony, where they made some of their enormous flagship titles at the time. You know? Like, I'd also be super down for them to remake the original God of War games. They have Bluepoint. They could do it.
And well,
I mean, we're in the age of remasters and remakes, you know? We've got Silent Hill getting remade. We've got Metal Gear Solid 3 getting remade. Granted, both Konami games, and again, Konami is another company sitting on a gold mine that chooses to do, or they used to choose to do nothing with it. I'm hoping that this is a turn for a better future, you know?
Yeah, they're probably just testing the waters, honestly. And if it sells well, then yeah, they're like, okay, maybe there is a reason to go back and remake these old games.
I would love that, you know? Because there is value to these. There is fun to these. The fact that we're playing this right now proves that. And they know it too, because they've been releasing these Castlevania collections, you know? And sure, maybe this is just testing the waters, but I think the evidence is pretty clear, you know? I mean, the Castlevania series was a fucking hit on Netflix. People loved it. I know I sure fucking
It's getting a sequel.
It's getting a sequel. So, I mean, I don't know. How much more sure do you need to be, really? You know? And I get it. They're skittish. They want an absolute guarantee of money, because of course they do. I don't know. There's only so many times you can scream, "Please give us this," before you figure they're gonna ignore you. You know? Like, imagine if they remade Castlevania 1 and 2, made it as a singular game, and I'm sure they did on like the PSP or something. But imagine if it was like fully
Where
realized.
did that owl go?
Huh.
Because it hit here and then just shot into the sky and left.
Weird. But yeah, I mean, like, nowadays, you could so easily, like, even just do like you know how like Xbox Live Arcade had those semi-HD remakes where it was like the same basic game, it just had like different skins on it and it was a little bit updated graphic-wise. You know those?
Yeah.
Like, you could even do that for Castlevania, but I'm talking like a full-on from-the-ground-up reimagining, where you run around the castle, maybe sort of in the style of Bloodstained, or hell, I'd even take a 3D game. Can you imagine Castlevania 1 and 2 remade by, like, I don't know, Team Platinum, or FromSoft, or just anybody who would give it a chance to try something new with it? That would be fucking sick.
Wow. Fucking
or
hell.
Santa Monica. I'd take Santa Monica too. And, I don't know. There's so many ideas and opportunities, and they just go, nah.
Time to go. Finally. Some good fucking food.
But yeah, I just...
No. Or this happens to be the fight with Maxim, I'm going to be upset. No!
mean, you could always rewind. Aha, Cyclops. Oh, that's not what I... That is not the move I... You just rung your bell, holy crap.
Oh, I was gonna do it again.
Oh, he psyched you out a little bit. Okay, maybe you want to rewind that?
Anyway, we're out of time, so continue to the next one. Adios.
See you later.